Here, day 4, E.N.D here, day 4 for the spoilers of Commander Legends. Commander Legends is turning out to be a very good set, especially for all of us that love the Commander format. Let's start with the first spoiler. Core Cartographer, 3 and 1 white, it's a 2-2. Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a plains card, put it in the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. 9 Bridge Patrol, 1 and 1 white, it's a 1-1. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Welding Sparks, 2 and 1 red, it deals X damage to target creature, where X is 3 plus the number of artifacts you control. Omen Speaker, 1 and 1 blue, this is a creature, human wizard, when it enters the battlefield you scry 2. Preordain, for 1 blue, you scry 2 and then you draw a card. Path of Ancestry, enters the battlefield tab, you tap, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Color Sunmane Familiar, 1 and 1 white, it's a 1-1. Whenever a commander you control attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It can be also a partner. Patron of the Valiant, 3 and 2 white, it's a 4-4. Enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Togo Goblin Weaponsmith, 2 and 1 red, it's a 2-2. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless artifact equipment token named Rock. With equipped creature has 1 tap, sacrifice Rock. Rock deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker and equip 1. It has also the partner ability. Dargo the Shipwreck, 6 and 1 red, it's a 7/5 with trample and also a legendary creature with partner. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts and or creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each permanent sacrifice this way, and 2 less to cast for each other artifact or creature you sacrificed this turn. Therefore, to cast Dargo, you can sacrifice any artifact or creature, and it will cost 2 less, but if during the turn you have already sacrificed a creature or an artifact, you will have another 2 any generic mana less to cast Dargo. Very interesting card in my opinion. Rograk, Son of Rago, 0, it's a 0-1, it's a Kobold Warrior, First Strike, Menace and Trample, and has also the partner. This card is a very interesting card if you can find a way to pump this particular creature. It enters the battlefield without any type of mana costing, it's a 0, yes it's a 0-1 but has First Strike, Menace and Trample. Equip the creature, pump up the creature, and it can be extremely dangerous. Hunter's Insight, 2 and 1 green, choose target creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw that many cards. Myriad Landscape, enters the battlefield tapped, tap and add 1 colorless mana, 2 tap, sacrifice it, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards that share a land type, put them on the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Court of Grace, the first rare card. Enchantment, 2 and 2 white. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. If you're the monarch, you create a 4/4 white angel token. Laboratory Servant, 3 and 1 blue, it's a 3/4 zombie horror. At the beginning of each end step, if you've cast a spell from a graveyard this turn or activate an ability of a card in graveyard this turn, you draw a card. Elegant Crossroad Augur, 4 and 2 blue, it's a 5/6, it's a Sphinx, it has flying. If you look at any number of your cards while scrying, draw that many cards instead, has also the partner ability. Court of Ambition, 2 and 2 black, enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life unless they discard a card. If you're the monarch, instead each opponent loses 6 life unless they discard 2 cards. Jeska's Will, 2 and 1 red. You choose one, but if you control your commander, you can choose both. Add 1 red for each card in target opponent's hand, or exile the top 3 cards of your library, you may play them this turn. Wheel of Misfortune, this is a very interesting card. 2 and 1 red. Each player secretly chooses a number, then reveal those numbers. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to that greatest chosen number to each player that chose it. Then each player who didn't choose the smallest number discard their hand, then draw 7 cards. This is a very good card in my opinion, especially if you need to draw cards. You can deal damage, you can draw cards, so it is really the Wheel of Misfortune. Leave your Oswald Sentinel, 1 and 1 white, it's a 2/2. Legendary creature, Human Knight. For 1 and 1 white, you choose another target creature, its controller may exile it with a divinity counter on it. For 2 and 1 white, you tap, return each creature card with a divinity counter on it from exile to the battlefield under their owner's control. It has also partner. Belbe, Corrupted Observer, 1 black and 1 green, it's a 2/2. Zombie Elf. At the beginning of each player's post-combat main phase, that player adds 2 colorless mana for each of your opponents who lost life this turn. It's a very good card, especially if you're playing multiple players. The first mythic card, Acorn of Coronation, 4 and 2 white, it's a 5/5 flying. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. As long as you're the monarch, damage doesn't cause you to lose life. Very, very good card in my opinion. Ludwig, Necro, Alchemist, 1 blue and 1 red. At the beginning of each player's end step, that players may draw a card if a player other than you lost life this turn. It has also partner. A reprint from Cold Snap, Zur The Enchanter, 1 white, 1 blue and 1 black. It's a 1/4, it's a mythic card, and here it is also the attached foil version for Zur The Enchanter. Flying, whenever it attacks, you may search your library for an enchantment card with converted mana cost 3 or less and put it on the battlefield. If you do, shuffle your library. The last card today, it is a Planeswalker, Jeska, Thrice Reborn, 1, 2 and 1 red. It comes in the battlefield with 0 loyalty, but it enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. For 0, choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal damage to one of your opponent, it deals triple that damage to that player instead. The minus X, it deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. And Jeska Thrice Reborn can be your commander and has also the partner ability. So these were all the spoilers for today. Day 4 for the spoilers of Commander Legends. Stay tuned with my channel for more and more interesting videos and more spoilers about Commander Legends and Magic the Gathering.